What's up, boxing fans? This is TBE Boxing, back at you again. Today's topic, pound for pound prince, Devin Haney, shocks Brian Norman Jr. Let's chop it up and see what it's all about.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak.
On my life.
And he stayed at 147.
You would not stop
too
me.
long.
You would not stop me.
Okay.
Crazy. What's you smoking on? Hey.
Got the money for minutes, pretty bitch, gotta show me titties. This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? This is the life that I chose, huh? On the block with the pole, huh? That's life before Richard, huh? And I got the glitzy, run up on me, I'ma make you get it. I'ma make you get it.
Canelo threw a left hook to the body that Crawford blocked, went for the head control, and responded with a short uppercut. Canelo followed with a right to the body that Crawford blocked again, countering with another uppercut, then blinding Canelo with his lead hand to stab him in the body with a left hand. Canelo responded with a left body shot that Crawford turned slightly so it hit his back and countered with a left hand. He pushed Canelo to create distance and got off his uppercut before Canelo could even land his right to the body. Crawford rolled the oncoming left hook to the body and countered with a four-punch combination as he blocked Canelo's right hand before pivoting away. Boxing genius.
Okay, boxing fans, let's chop it up. We're going to talk some boxing. It's been a while. All right. So, Devin Haney did the deed. He, basically defeated Brian Norman Jr. In what some people, will see as a shocking defeat. I believe Brian Norman was the favorite in this one. Why, I'm not sure, but he's good. He's a good promoter, Brian Norman. I like his talk. He was out there talking up himself. And but what the saying goes. Everybody got a plan till the first punch, and we saw that it was Devin Haney that landed the first punch after the consequence, and the rest is history. So yeah, it was a great fight. Brian Norman, looked pretty good in there himself, even though he lost. Basically he got up from a knockdown, which was a pretty solid knockdown, even though he's calling it a flash knockdown. That wasn't a flash knockdown. That was a real knockdown, okay? And he was able to get up, compose himself, and continue to fight, and go the distance. So you got to give it to him for that. He got, he's a tough kid. However, skill-wise, he was, just not the level of Devin Haney, not yet anyway. And I got to give it to Devin Haney and his team. Taking this fight was a smart move for them, because at the end of the day, you can see that Norman wasn't really at Devin Haney's level as yet. I mean, he'll more than likely get there, but he's not there yet. And so basically, they clipped him before he couldn't get too experienced. And that's how you do it. It's a smart move in boxing. That's how you do it. If you see a guy coming up looking good, and you think you might have to face him at some point, face him earlier and get it over with. You know what I mean? Take him before he gets too experienced. Too much confidence and too much experience, and then it's gonna be tougher to get him out of there. So Haney took this fight at the right time. Okay, great move on their part. And it was really Haney. It was the one that was moving up anyway. So Norman was the champion. So yeah, a lot of people was writing Devin Haney, off, ever since that racist cheater, Ryan Garcia, tried to cheat him in that fight. Well, he did cheat him. He was, he got caught, admitted it, paid a fine, and did his time. And so now, after that fight, he had that fight with Ramirez, and people was kind of writing him off and saying that he's done this, that, and the other. Which I don't really understand why people say that. They're writing a guy off. I mean, you wasn't a fight with a cheater, a guy that came in overweight and hopped up on drugs, right? And he knocked Devin Haney down, I think, 3 times? And Devin Haney was able to get up and continue to fight to the distance. I mean, how does that make you weak? You know what I'm saying? Saying Devin Haney has, his chin. I mean, if a guy knock you down 3 times and you get back up and go the distance, that doesn't prove that you're weak. That just shows that you're a tough son of a bitch. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how people think, when it comes to that. I mean, it's crazy. People, say how David, and there was also those out there talking about he's pillow fisted. Well, again, a lot of people got to understand, a lot of these people don't really understand boxing. You got to understand, like Devin Haney has been basically, shrinking himself down to make those weights at 135 and 140. Even at 140, he was having problems making weight. So his real weight was really 147, and probably 154 at the end of the day. So yeah, he probably didn't have much punching power when he was a lighter weight because he was coming to these fights mostly, handicapped for the most part. You know what I mean? In terms of his weight. So and I thought that he'd be a little stronger at welterweight, and he was, actually a lot stronger. And he showed that's really the weight that he belongs at, and he's strong at that weight. He's strong at 147. He's probably going to have to move to 154 soon because he's a big kid. So at the end of the day, he's probably going to have to move up again. But for right now, he's looking strong at 147 pounds. A lot of people say he was pillow fisted, and he came in there and knocked down Brian Norman Jr. in, what was that, the second round, I believe. So, he showed what that he's the new and improved Devin Haney, aka Devo, or aka the pound for pound prince. Okay, and you heard that here first. Okay, the pound for pound prince. So yeah, Devin Haney is the new pound for pound prince, and we have the pound for pound king, who is Terrence Crawford, and so the pound for pound prince Devin Haney is coming right along. Okay, so looking forward to seeing his next fight. I'm not sure who's that going to be, at this point, but there's a lot of people out there yapping, so he might have a lot of options. You got a couple of people out there that might be in their headlights in terms of taking on their next challenge. But yeah, that was a great performance by Haney. Also, great performance by Brian Norman Jr. He showed how tough he was. But at the end of the day, if you saw the Quinton Randall fight, the Quinton Randall versus Brian Norman fight, you kind of more or less know, know how this fight would have went. Okay, all you have to do is watch that fight, and basically, Devin Haney is a 2.0 version of Quinton Randall. Okay, and so we saw he had a little difficulty catching Quinton Randall. Okay, and so you would by watching that fight, and then when it would come to this fight with him and Devin Haney, you knew he's gonna. If he had a problem with Randall, he's gonna have a problem with Haney, just because they had similar styles, but Devin Haney is a 2.0 version, okay, of Quinton Randall, So the outcome was more or less preordained. So yeah, great performance. Devin Haney stayed in there, stayed disciplined, fought his fight, showed his power, backed up Norman a couple of times well, and imposed himself on Norman for the most part. And so Norman tried his best, but he just couldn't overcome the skill. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people say they don't see what Devin Haney really do that's good. I heard I forgot who said that. They don't know what Devin Haney actually does that's really good. He's not known for anything in particular. Well, I mean, that's the good thing, okay? Because he's good at everything, okay? He's the handyman, okay? Okay, he's everything, man. Like Crawford, basically, he's a guy who's a jack of all trades in terms of his toolkit, okay? He got a great jab, okay? Good movement, okay? Decent power, okay? Great IQ. So he has just enough of everything to make him what he is. So what you would describe him as is a technician, okay? He's a well-schooled technician, okay? And it's hard to beat a guy like that, okay? He's fundamentally sound, okay? And in all the basics, okay? And he has sharpened each area of expertise to the max, basically. So yeah, he's a great all-around fighter. Okay, at the end of the day, he doesn't have to be known for anything in particular. Okay, as long as he does everything at a high level, which is what he does, and this is how he beats a lot of guys because he has all the tools and he executes at a high level. So yeah, great fight by Haney. I didn't really have any doubt that he would more than likely beat Norman. I was thinking maybe he could have stopped Norman, but I didn't really think that would happen because, like I said, Norman is a tough cookie, and you're gonna have to walk. You're gonna have to really walk him down and knock him out. And he's not gonna just stand around and let that happen. So I mean, you could try, but you would probably Haney could have tried that, but I don't think that would have worked. He probably got caught with something trying to knock Norman out, and so the best he fought the best fight that that was available to him under the circumstances. So yeah, great fight, great fight. Congratulations to Devin Haney. Congratulations to Norman. He put up a good fight. He can come back and fight another day. Okay, he's still young. Okay, and he will still beat most of them guys out there in his division. He just can't beat Haney. That's all. Simple as that. Maybe once he gets more experience, he'll be able to do it. So you never know. And like I said, that was smart of the Haney to get him now, clip him right now, while he's still relatively inexperienced, and so you put that behind you, and don't have to worry about him growing up to becoming a monster at 147, which is where he was headed. At the rate he was going, Norman was headed to being a monster at 147. Okay, but Haney put a stop to that. So yeah, that's basically what it is. Great fight. Congratulations to both guys putting on a great performance. Hopefully, I'm kind of I'm kind of looking forward to see what who Norman is going to fight next. I definitely like to watch him fight. I want to see who he's going to fight next, and I'm also looking forward to see who Haney might be fighting next. Okay, so yeah, a lot of options for Haney right now. So and also for Norman, he still has a lot of options at welterweight there. So we'll see what happens, and it is what it is. But yeah, great performance. I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm gonna leave it there. This is TBE Boxing saying I'm out.